beautiful coastal city right on the Mediterranean, where it has incredible weather all year long, such great shorelines. But also we're going to go into the actual town area where I'll show you all of the restaurants, the shops, the beach, and just also some historical sites as well. This is such a great place for you to vacation. It is a member of the European Union, Cyprus is, but we are actually closer to Lebanon, to Israel, to Syria than we are to any other EU member state. So I'm looking forward to spending my entire day here. Also, let me just mention as well, before we get into everything, there are flamingos here. I'm really hoping I'll be able to see flamingos. They reside on the Salt Lake. You know, it's kind of hit or miss whether they'll be there or not, but considering it's a beautiful day, they should be out there sunbathing. So let's hope, fingers crossed. So Larnaca has a population of around 85,000 people. Its metro area is more so 150,000 people, and the industries here, as you could guess, tourism is the main one, but it's certainly not the only one. Trade is a big thing here. The port of Larnaca is very important, especially for trade with the Middle East, with other Mediterranean countries, as well as just being able to get materials from a coastal state like Larnaca to inland cities like Nicosia. Most of the activity actually happens on the street that is right along the shoreline, so you don't really need to stray off there much unless you want to explore some residential areas, but occasionally you'll find some streets that stretch westward that have a bunch of nice shops selling, whether it be souvenirs or handbags. So make sure for the streets that do have activity stretching westward, walk down them. I don't know why, but I love this shot because you have the church and then you have a restaurant lined up with the old street. Potential thumbnail shot maybe. Look what I just stumbled upon. It is a street market selling all fruits and vegetables, and it is all locals here. This is where you get a feel of the true local Larnaca culture. You get out of that tourist landscape, and I actually don't know the name of it. I looked, this is on Aristoteles Street, so just put that into your phone and you'll be able to come here, and the prices are very good because, again, it's not touristy, and everything here looks incredibly fresh. And right from the outside market, it leads into this little area that is like semi-inside, has some other stands, but they are more finer goods. Like, look at these garments behind me, or some wine or some pastries. I got myself a Cyprus sign. Okay, so here is the Larnaca Bay, which goes right out into the Mediterranean. The bay is a part of the Mediterranean. And not only is it a great site, but there is this pathway that you can take all the way down that way and all the way down that way. It's a great place just to be able to walk up alongside the shoreline, not having cars come by you, and just enjoy the sight. Look at how unbelievably clear the water is. Feel if it's warm. Ooh, nice temperature. The pathway is really long. It probably stretches for about maybe as long as 4 kilometers, 2.5 miles-ish, somewhere around there. So yeah, take it whether you want during the day or a nice evening stroll. The path is split in two, so you have this one path that's right on the water, and then you have an actual sidewalk that's here by the street. And this is where, yeah, got some restaurants lined up. Here's Larnaca Castle. It was constructed originally back in the 14th century, actually. It is rather small, but you can walk up, you know, just like 2 stories, but get a nice view. Take a picture up there, made out of bricks right alongside the water, and there's a little museum in there too. And when I mean it's right on the water, it's literally right on the water. Here's the castle, beach, water. If you want to enter it, tickets cost €2.50. Here we have the Larnaca Marina, and it is a combination of both tour boats that you can go potentially do a sunset cruise, scuba diving, snorkeling, or just sailboats and motorboats. The boats are the locals, and it is great. I love how most of them, the vast majority of them, pristine white. Also, the way it's designed, because we're on the Mediterranean, to protect from any waves. Even though the Mediterranean doesn't get really crashing waves, they built this almost like rock wall around it. Here's the fishing port. It's an entirely different marina. It's about maybe a 30-minute walk more south, and here is, you have all of the little fishing boats. Fishing is also a big part of the economy. They catch clams, mussels, squid, octopus, and then for the fish, barracudas, snappers, sardines. Alongside the main path on the main road where the beach is, you have all of the hotels lined up, one after the other after the other. They range from hotels on the much cheaper end, like the one I stayed in was actually only 35 euros a night, to the Radisson Blue, which is here. Across the entirety of it, it's pretty much the same pattern. Hotel, restaurant in front, street, pathway, beach. Okay, so here's the beach. You have a bunch of chairs that are lined up with umbrellas that you can rent, and the beach, it's more so almost as if it's like dirt or it's very flat. It's not the type of sand that you can go and be making sand castles in, but still enjoyable to be here. To rent, it's €2.50 per chair and then $2.50 per the umbrella. Oh my god, I can't believe where I'm at right now. I am at the Larnaca Salt Lake. This might be the hidden gem of Larnaca, because why is nobody here? Why is it empty? There are flamingos. There are literally flamingos over there. What? This is literally what I'm standing on. No, it's not sand. No, it's not dirt. It's salt. Yeah, literally it's salt, and it's pink. And sometimes it gets pink because of the levels of algae that's there during the summer. All of this water that you see here completely dries up, so it is just a salt flat that is so straight. I have always wanted to go to a salt flat, and yeah, again, the flamingos. I have never seen flamingos in the wild before. This is my very first time. I have seen flamingos in zoos, but just something about seeing them for the first time is crazy. The camera is not picking them up that well because they're kind of out in the distance, but in person I can actually see them better. They're so cool, such incredible creatures. If you want to see the flamingos, the months to come are between November and March. That is when they are here because the water levels are higher up, and there is the brine shrimp that is here that they can go and feed on. Brine shrimp is not the regular shrimp that just the everyday person eats. It is these very little creatures, almost microscopic, that they feed on. This actually used to be a huge spot for salt production and mining, harvesting, and then using that salt. Its practice actually goes all the way back to the times of the Byzantine Empire, where they collected salt from here, but that ceased in 1980. Also, if you want to come here and just get a nice view of the Cypriot landscape, it is a good spot too, because when you're in Larnaca, obviously it's the beach and some hotels and nothing much more, but look, seeing the hills out in the distance. Also, this isn't far from there. It's not like I took a trek, so I don't know why it is so empty. Like, look at this. This is crazy. This is all just salt. It's only about a 45-minute walk from the actual regular marina, and that's about another 45 minutes from where I am to the airport. There is one spot on Google Maps that you can look up. It is called like Flamingo Spot, Flamingo Watching Point, but they can't guarantee that the flamingos will always be here. Just come to the Salt Lake itself and then kind of just look around to see where the flamingos are, because they'll kind of like wander throughout the lake. So actually, where Google says the flamingo spot is actually all the way up on the opposite side of the lake right now. But I came right here because of the flamingos. You smell the salt, and look at this. I'm literally holding on to salt. I have never been holding this much salt at once. And when you feel it, see, like you can crush it, and then the salt is all in my hands, and the salt, because it absorbs the moisture, oh my god, your hands get dry quickly from it. Also, I don't know if the camera is picking up the slightly tinted hue, but like, that's so cool. And look, rainbow in the distance. Okay, look at how you have the actual rocks, and then boom, the white. It almost looks like it's a snowfall, but then how you contrast it with the water, like, it's so weird to look at. It's so cool. Okay, so here is one of the most important historical landmarks in Larnaca, and it is the Church of St. Lazarus. It was constructed in 890. Yeah, the year 890, so what, 1200 years old? So it was constructed during the Byzantine Empire to preserve the relics of St. Lazarus, who they believe was resurrected by Jesus. And now it is also the Byzantine Museum here, housing artifacts from when the Byzantine Empire had control over Cyprus. And also, going back to St. Lazarus, apparently he fled to Cyprus, so that's why he has a church here. It is stunning architecture. If you are a history buff, perhaps this is the museum for you. Also, nice little square around here, but tons of restaurants and cafes here. Probably about 5-6, which is outdoor seating, all right here. Now I'm in front of a beautifully constructed mosque, and this is a good segue to talk about religion. So there is a Greek side of Cyprus, the south, and then the Turkish side, which is the north. The north is the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. They are a self-proclaimed independent state that is not recognized as a country by anybody globally except for Turkey themselves. Cyprus claims the entire island as their own, but I have entire videos on that, so make sure you check out those. I'm just going to stick to Larnaca. Here on the Greek side, 90% of the population is Greek Orthodox, but you still have other communities as well, like what's seen behind me. Because Cyprus is a Mediterranean island, you will be getting some incredible fish and other seafood. Okay, so the closest country that we are to right now is Lebanon. So I had to come to a Lebanon restaurant. I got a La Mayoun. Oh yeah. Well, my time in Larnaca and Cyprus as a whole has unfortunately come to an end. Wow, I love this island. I don't think you guys understand how much it means to me that I am finally here. Cyprus was legitimately in my top 5 destinations I have wanted to visit to most in the entire world, specifically for what happens at Nicosia and the TRNC and seeing that. But being at Larnaca too, I really enjoyed this, and I am not even a fan of coastal beach type cities, so if you're a fan of that, you will love it. So enjoy it there, and make sure you come out to the Salt Flat. I'm so glad that I am ending it here. All right, peace out guys, subscribe. Cyprus, who knows, I think I will be back in the future to explore more of the island.